It happened in the middle of the office party, the kind of event where people loosen up, laugh too loudly, and forget who's watching. She sat on his lap, her boss's, right there in front of everyone. I froze at first, unable to move, unable to speak. The room was noisy, but her words cut through it like a knife. He's just not enough to fulfill me. She didn't lower her voice. She didn't care who heard. I could feel the laughter and murmurs around us, the shocked glances, the whispers, all layering over the humiliation she was broadcasting. I wanted to react immediately, to storm in, to pull her away, to yell. But something inside me clicked. Not anger. Not yet. Clarity. Every second I held back, she sank further into her own audacity, thinking she was untouchable. That's when I realized that the most effective response wouldn't be public drama. It would be patience, strategy, and making her understand consequences she could never spin away. I stayed quiet for the rest of the party. Watched. Took notes, not literally, but mentally, cataloging her behavior, the way she laughed at his jokes, the way she leaned in, the way she tried to make it seem harmless. Every gesture, every smirk, every careless word became a piece of evidence of the person she had become. She assumed I wouldn't see, that I would be blind, that love meant forgiveness without reflection. The next day, I began my quiet work. I gathered proof, messages she thought were private, emails she sent, social media interactions she didn't think mattered. I documented everything meticulously. Not to embarrass her publicly, but to reclaim control over the narrative, to make sure she could no longer assume immunity for her actions. When she returned home, confident and perhaps expecting a lack of reaction, I spoke calmly. "We need to talk," I said. Her posture shifted slightly, sensing that this wasn't another argument she could dominate. I laid out everything I had seen and discovered, not with anger, but with clarity and precision. She tried to deflect, to explain, to convince me it was harmless fun, but I didn't flinch. I told her that words like hers, actions like hers, carry weight, and that she had crossed a line she could not take back. Her face shifted from arrogance to panic as she realized the house of cards she had built with her audacity was crumbling under the reality of my awareness. I wasn't angry. I was deliberate, controlled, and that scared her more than shouting ever could. Over the next few days, I set boundaries firmly. I refused to let her excuses or charm manipulate me. I started the legal process quietly, consulting a lawyer, separating finances, and preparing to reclaim my life from someone who had treated it like a playground. She tried to negotiate, to charm, to threaten, but my calm resolve only intensified her panic. The true revenge wasn't public humiliation. It was letting her believe she had control until she realized she didn't. It was reclaiming my dignity quietly, decisively. It was ensuring that every action she had taken to undermine me would no longer have power over my life. When the divorce was finalized, she reached out one last time, half expecting mercy or attention. I replied once calmly, with no room for negotiation. She panicked then, truly understanding for the first time that her recklessness had consequences she could not avoid. She had said I wasn't enough to fulfill her desires. I didn't need to prove her wrong. I simply proved she couldn't use me, or anyone, as a safety net for her selfishness. And in that realization, the humiliation she had so carelessly spread in front of everyone became hers to carry alone.